Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ross with SiteRight, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can connect your Facebook lead forms into your SiteRight dashboard. The benefit of doing this is there's a native integration. So anytime someone sees one of your ads on Instagram or Facebook and then opts in through the Facebook lead form, that information and that data can be piped directly into SiteRight to be used in workflow automations, adding information to contact cards and a ton of other stuff. And the best part, is that you don't need a Zapier integration. It's just a native connection. So this is how we're going to set up that connection. And it might be a little tricky because like Facebook is always just freaking weird and tricky. So keeping that in mind, there's a few different checks that we'll do as well, just to make sure that everything is working properly. So that way, when you run your ads, everything is working. So just to recap, so this is what a Facebook lead form looks like. So for instance, you can create a lead form in Facebook and it keeps people on the platform. It doesn't push them off to another website. It keeps them on platform. And the other benefit is it will autofill this information based on the information that they've entered into their Facebook account. This is really good data because most of the time people's Facebook login emails are valid emails. So when you ask for their information, most of the time this will be auto-filled. So all they have to do is click the next button, which makes it a lot easier for people to opt in, rather than if you were pushing them to another website where they have to manually type in their name and phone number and email. This will just do that automatically for them. After they click next and they click submit, it'll redirect them to the free resource that they opted in for. But that information is then also piped into SiteRight. So there is a tab in the integration settings, under settings and integrations. Next to integrations, there's another tab called Facebook Forms Field Mapping. And this basically allows you to map the fields from Facebook fields into SiteRight fields. So most of the time, these will be automatically generated and matched perfectly, because there's not too much variation. But for instance, like if you had a custom field that you create in your lead form, you could also create a custom field in SiteRight using the custom fields tab and then match that field directly to the field that you've created in Facebook. So this might be a little overwhelming or might be a little confusing, but basically what you're doing here is you're just matching the data that Facebook gives you to the data that SiteRight can receive and making that connection. So after this is done, if you go into the automation section and create an automation, you can now select new Facebook lead as an option, as a trigger. This will allow you to select the certain forms that you've created in Facebook. So for instance, in this example over here, we're using email marketing V4, and we can make it so that anytime a new lead is submitted on email marketing 4, we can then send an email, or we can then send them an SMS and then wait a couple days and then send them another email and then so on and so forth. So this kind of allows you to super easily automate the follow-up process and the nurture sequence for all these new Facebook leads that are coming into your flow. So let's say you want to test this without it being live. There's a very handy dandy tool that Facebook gives us called the Lead Ads Testing Tool. And this will basically allow you to test and preview the form and send data through to SiteRight without the ad being live. So I'll put a link to this in the description below. But this is a very useful tool. I have this bookmarked, and I use this tool all the time just to make sure, especially with new client accounts, that everything is just working properly. And so that's a good way that you can test to make sure that everything is working there. And then finally, if you're having problems and it's not working, first reach out to us because we can help set this up for you. The other thing to check or to note is make sure that it's a business or I believe it's a business or professional Instagram account, and it's connected to your Facebook page. And then when you make the connection, make sure to provide the connection app, which is called Lead Connector. Make sure that that app is given permissions to all accounts. And then when you're in here, you can then select the right page that you like to use for this specific account. To check this manually, you can check this manually by going into facebook.com. And then hopefully it looks similar to you. I know Facebook changes their stuff all the time. So in this scenario, you're going to click your profile picture, click settings and privacy, and then settings. Then we're going to look for security and login, and then business integrations. And this is going to show you all of the apps that have access to your Facebook page. And we're going to look for this Lead Connector app and make sure that it has all options and all the sliders turned on for that app. Once that's done, then you shouldn't have any problem reconnecting the Facebook page and then selecting the right page once that's all connected. So that's how you connect your Facebook form fields into SiteRight. After if you create a new form in Facebook, make sure to go into the mapping section and map the fields before you turn them live. If you don't map the fields first, then the data won't flow into SiteRight properly. So make sure that you do that map fields button, and then when you have your workflow automations and select that new Facebook lead coming in from that ad, it'll work flawlessly. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out and we can help set this up. I know it's tricky. Facebook is always tricky. They've been tricky for like a decade now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out and we'll talk to you next one. Thanks.